let's hit the field.
All rise.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is September 26th, and the Yankees were taking on the Orioles in the final game of a 3-game set. With a win, they would be American League Eastern Division champions. Gerrit Cole versus Corbin Burnes. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Welcome to the New York City.
Pinstripe Territory.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
All right. As you can tell by the grin on my face, it is a very good night to be a Yankees fan. And you know what's great? I just listened to John Sterling say, ball game over. American League Eastern Division over. Yankees win. Yankees win. I never thought I'd hear it again. This podcast dedicated to you, Mr. Sterling. Obviously, an amazing win. Very big win for the New York Yankees. They clinched the American League East. It got hairy there for a second. I was a little bit worried when they brought in Clay Holmes with only a 9-run lead, but it worked out. Gerrit Cole versus Corbin Burnes with the division title on the line, and the Yankees end up obliterating the Orioles on a night that Corbin Burnes actually pitched very well. He went 5 innings. He only gave up 2 hits and 1 run. He had 9 strikeouts, but the Orioles bullpen completely imploded. Cano, Perez, Baker, and Bowman combined to allow 9 runs. Gerrit Cole with just a tremendous night. We'll talk about that in a minute. But once again, the New York Yankees, your 2024 American League Eastern Division champions. And in the playoffs, Gerrit Cole is going to have to occasionally outpitch, aces on other teams. And tonight, he did just that. He was phenomenal. He's been outstanding 2 starts in a row, and he's heating up at just the right time. Also heating up at just the right time, Mr. Giancarlo Stanton. Big night for Big G. He hit a solo home run. He hit a 3-run double to break the game open, and that's why he's in there. That's what we were saying. On any given night, he can be a game changer. When he puts it all together, he just hits the ball so hard that he can break open any game. Really, really big at bat. It's not going to be talked about very much, but Austin Wells to draw a bases-loaded walk. One of the biggest at bats of the night. And he's been slumping badly, so maybe that gets its confidence going a little bit. We had a 2-run single from Anthony Rizzo, hardest ball that he's hit in weeks. We had the Martian, he stole a base. He didn't drop anything in the outfield. Verdugo replaced him for defense in the 7th inning and then ended up going deep, so we might see him in the lineup tomorrow. And then in the 7th inning, 5th game in a row for Aaron Judge, hitting a home run, number 58 on the season. What a night to be a Yankees fan, and the Yankees hang on to win. I'm going to add a guest here in just a little bit, but I'm going to go through real quick the topics we have here. We'll go through the recap, and then I'm going to bring on a special guest. Mr. Terrence Kam will be joining us after the recap, and we'll just talk about tonight's game. But first, let's talk a little bit about Mr. Gerrit Cole. He was fantastic. We talked about on the morning show how we didn't want the wine enthusiast from Orange County tonight. We didn't want that guy. We wanted the pitching version of John Wick. We needed him to sack the hell up tonight, and he did. A lot of fucking balls. 6 2/3 innings of shutout baseball, 2 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and he left to a standing ovation. This was his final start of the regular season. He finishes at 8-5, 3.43 ERA in 17 starts, very respectable whip of 1.13, 94 1/3 innings, 98 strikeouts, and we're talking about mid-season form going into the playoffs. This is the Gerrit Cole you need. Peak Gerrit Cole the last couple of times out. And look, I'm talking about peak Gerrit Cole at 34 years old. This is not the guy that's going to strike out 15, 16 batters like he did when he was 29. But he's pitching efficiently. He's throwing strikes. He's mixing his pitches very well. Their breaking ball was fantastic. And a really, really big night for Gerrit Cole, proving that he is still an ace when he needs to be. So with that win, the Yankees get one game closer to clinching home field advantage. The Guardians were off tonight. Yankees' magic number for home field advantage sits at 2. But since the Yankees have the tiebreaker, it's really 1. So you win one game, best the Guardians can do is tie. And that will mean the Yankees will have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They got to play the Astros, the Guardians do, the next few days. And that's not going to be easy for them. Ronel Blanco pitching tomorrow. He's 12-6, 2.88 ERA. And look, I got to admit, I'm terrified of the Astros, but I want the Astros. I want them. I want to face them, but I want to beat them. I don't know if my soul can take another loss to the Astros. This is the year. This is the year that we push on by Houston. See the chat filling up. So the Pirates coming into town. It's going to be pretty fun the next couple of days to see their young pitching. They've got Jared Jones going tomorrow. He's only 6-8 with a 4.14 ERA, but he's got some of the best stuff in Major League Baseball. I'm talking 99, 100 miles an hour with one of the best sliders that you will ever see. And then Paul Skeens on Saturday, the Rookie of the Year in the National League. He is 11-3 with a 1.99. Actually, it'd be interesting to see if Shota Imanaga wins Rookie of the Year, but Skeens definitely going to get some attention. He's got, some of the best stuff in Major League Baseball. He throws 4 pitches pretty much right out of the same slot, and, they range from, 101 mile an hour fastball, 102 mile an hour fastball to like a devastating changeup. So I'm not expecting a great offensive day for the Yankees on Saturday. Let's hope that they can win on Friday night, and then you can throw some scrubs out there on Saturday. All right, so let's go ahead and get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we're going to fire it back up for the game breakdown, and then we'll be back with Terrence after we award the... I'm busy, you're busy, and figuring out food all the time is a hassle, especially when you're trying to eat right. Fuel up with Factor. No prep, no mess meals that help you meet your wellness goals thanks to a menu of chef-created options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor features fresh, never frozen meals that are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Treat yourself to restaurant quality dishes with premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and salmon. With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore. Head to factormeals.com/foul50 and use the code FOUL50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's FOUL50 at factormeals.com/foul50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Will Curry says that Judge is going to get number 60 off of Skeens. That would be dope. Can you imagine Aaron Judge connecting with his best swing on Skeens' best fastball? Baseball might catch up to the Voyager 2 spacecraft. He would destroy that pitch. That would be amazing. But, all right, let's get to it. Nice catch from Judge to begin the game. He ran down a fly ball in Death Valley. Orioles were kind of I was watching the Orioles broadcast because it's on my local station, and their announcers were clowning on Dominguez, saying that he was begging for Judge to catch it. I kind of took offense to that. Corbin Burns struck out the side in the bottom half, and I was terrified at that point. His cutter was working. It's one of the nastiest pitches in baseball. But in the bottom of the second, he hung one to Giancarlo Stanton.
Giancarlo Stanton rips one out. Nice Stantonian blast. Giancarlo Stanton hits it out.
With number 27 on his back, home run number 27 on the season. He's got big muscles. I think he works out from time to time. Not his usual 450-footer, but it counts. And like I said, that's the thing about Big G. He is not an amazing hitter, never has been, but he's got a ton of power, and he is clutch as hell. So the Yankees are going to keep running him out there because he can change a game with one or two swings like he did tonight. Next hitter was Jazz. He ripped a base hit. But after that, Corbin Burnes locked it back in, and he had 7 strikeouts through the first 3. Orioles didn't get their first hit until 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Cole was cruising. I thought for a minute he might have a no-hitter. Like he had that kind of stuff, but he wasn't super efficient tonight, so you knew he wasn't going to make it past about the 7th inning, and he only went 6 2/3. Top of the 6th, he allowed bottom 6. No, sorry, I got this wrong. Top 6, he allowed another hit, and then with 2 outs and a base open, he elected to pitch to Anthony Santander. I thought they might walk him, but he went right after him, and he struck him out. Big strikeout. Bottom 6, great at bat from Gleyber Torres to draw the walk, then Juan Soto single to center field, and then Aaron Judge, you thought he might come up with a big 3-run shot, but he walked. That set things up for Austin Wells. Orioles went to a lefty in the bullpen, and Austin Wells worked one of the most amazing at-bats that we've seen all year to make it 2-0. Great at-bat, spit on some close pitches, and drew the walk. Next batter was Giancarlo, and once again he smoked one into the right field gap with the bases loaded. Amazing base running by Austin Wells to score from first base, hustling all the way. Yankees got a 2-run single from Anthony Rizzo that one-hopped the right field wall. That made it 7-0. And after that, it was just a matter of counting outs. Bottom 7, Aaron Judge with the coup de grace.
It's another home run for Judge. All right. Here comes the Judge.
Home run number 58 for Aaron Judge. We take him for granted. We'll probably never see somebody like him again in our lifetime. 5 consecutive games with a home run, one of the craziest StatCast numbers you'll ever see. 166 feet high on that home run, 42-degree launch angle. Only went 394 feet, but took forever to come down. So if Judge fired the coup de grace in the bottom of the 8th, Verdugo with the double tap. You always double tap. My Zombieland fans.
It is for it is God.
Got that dog in him tonight, baby. Got that dog in him tonight. 13th home run of the season for Alex Verdugo. Like I mentioned, the Yankees brought in Clay Holmes with a 9-run lead, and I was a little bit worried, but they hang on. Tim Hill served up 3 hits and a sac fly in the top of the 9th inning, but the Yankees hang on to win.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win. You're a winner.
All right. Dr. Randy Cokewave says we struggle sometimes, but Jazz, Big G, Verdugo, Volpe had good at-bats in specific moments, and the pitching was great. And we are now American League Eastern Division champions. We've got a few comments in the chat about how great that Austin Wells bases loaded walk was. That really changed the tenor of the game. It really allowed the offense to settle in once you got that extra insurance run. And then right away, Big G with the big opposite field double. So, huge night for Giancarlo Stanton. 4 RBIs. Look, guys, we have a lot of contestants for the belt tonight. Garrett Cole with one of the most clutch performances he's had as a Yankee. Stanton with 4 ribbies. Wells with the big walk. Judge with his home run in 5 straight games. I couldn't make a decision. I felt American League East champs. Tonight is as good a night as ever for a team belt. Team effort tonight, team effort all season, with the exception of Clay Holmes. And the Yankees are your 2024 American League Eastern Division champions. I'm going to remove the fun hat for just a second, and I'm going to put on my headphones for just a second because we're about to have a special guest as we talk this over. And I'm going to welcome to the show Mr. Terrence Kem. Terrence covered by the belt there. Whoops. All right. We screwed up and we hid Terrence. I'm going to bring Terrence back in just a second. Hang on. I don't know how I did that, but we deleted Terrence. There he is. Terrence is back. All right. All right. TK.
I get the goggles. Frankie Baseball, I should have the goggles on. I don't know. I mean, I got some like cool pair of shades or something I could throw on.
Let's forget the goggles for tonight.
Yeah.
Not essential to a podcast. I promise there. I don't know who's there, but I don't think anything's going to be spraying in your eye during the episode. Let's hope not. I mean, California's kind of crazy, we know, but all right. So, American League Eastern Division champions. Did you catch? I know you were working. Did you catch much of the game, or were you watching on your phone the whole time?
Yeah, I totally had I got the MLB app. I'm watching on my phone, and then on the drive home, I was listening to Sterling, which was really nice actually. So I got the Yankees win at the end, and it was nice to hear that. It's been a little while, so but good game all around. This is one of those games too. Stanton, is he getting hot at the right time? Because if we get nuclear Stanton in the playoffs, that's an absolute game changer, I think, for this team. If he can be what we've seen in the past in the playoffs, and if he starts to get white hot, man, that would just be an amazing thing to happen for this lineup, especially having him bat. Like, I like him in the 5-hole behind Wells to go, Soto, Judge, Wells, Stanton. I think that's a nice little lane there. And if Stanton's going to hit like he did tonight, man, that's awesome.
Let's talk Verdugo and the Martian. So luckily the Martian didn't drop anything tonight. He did pick up stolen base. He had a walk. Verdugo comes in for defense in the 7th inning and hits a home run. Hey, look, I mean, I'll stick with that combo. You know, I'm good with bringing in Verdugo late in the game, but I don't know if they're going to carry 5 outfielders. Like, they're going to have to leave somebody off of the postseason roster. You think Grisham, Verdugo? What do you think?
I mean, it's tough, right? Grisham, I think, is a better defender than Verdugo is. Although Verdugo, he hasn't been the player that I think we thought we were getting, but he's played good defense. Like, let's give him that, right? And I was joking around with my dad. I was saying, this is where Ohtani is valuable, where he pitches and he hits. So you put Verdugo out in the field and you DH for him, and you have the Martian DH for Verdugo to create a super player like that. But dude, I'm really torn. There you go. I got the fun hat over the.
I messed up the fun hat though. Oh, well. This might be the one that Clay Holmes made me stomp on or kick across the room.
Exactly.
We got a few fun hats that have taken abuse this year because we're wearing them in the 9th inning. Clay Holmes comes to pitch and it ends up against a wall or just smashing it on the desk, that type of thing.
But I'm torn, man. I really, on the one hand, I really want to see Jason get some postseason licks just to feel that and just to experience what that's like. And I think it'd be good for his development. And obviously, he's a better bat than Verdugo. But I mean, in the postseason, man, you can't give away outs. And his defense has been pretty brutal, to put it lightly, since he's come back up. So much to the point, I was thinking about this. I don't really remember his defense being this brutal when he first came up originally, and he I feel like he's taken a step back defensively. Is that just me?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It almost feels like the yips, because he was not a bad defender in the minor leagues. And he played center field. So, Paul O'Neill always says that center field is the easiest of the outfield positions, and I always felt that way when I played the outfield, because the ball is always slicing away from you, unless it's directly at you. It's always slicing away. Whereas if you're playing one of the corner spots, you can have something that's zipping towards the gap, something that's tailing towards the line. You got to contend with running into the corner, the wall, the ricochets, all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit worried about his defense. I'm not going to lie to you. But again, I like his at bats. Tonight, no hits. He's only hitting 191. I think it's going to come around. But if he finishes these next 3 games and they're facing some pretty good pitching, and he doesn't get going, he's at risk of being left off the postseason roster, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I think that the Yankees are. I think Boone said it, like, we're just going to kind of let it play out over the next series. But maybe, just maybe, since they've clinched the division, the pressure's kind of off for the Pittsburgh series. I mean, the only thing you're really playing for now is best record in the American League, which would be really nice. I think we're One game up, one game over Cleveland. Is that right? Last time I looked.
So yeah, one in the loss column. So I'm going to pull up the standings here real quick. So the Yankees are 93 and 66. The Guardians are 92 and 67. So the magic number for the Eastern Division, I'm brain dead. The magic number for home field advantage is two. But the Yankees have the tiebreaker because they won the season series. So
yes.
if they end up tied, the Yankees would still get the top seed. So really, the magic number's one. You win one game against the Pirates, and you got home field.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to be tough though because they're throwing Jones and then Skeens. Is that right? And dude, Skeens is absolutely filthy, dude. That
Jones
guy
is filthy too.
Dude, they're both really young. Like the Pirates got some nice young pieces, and they got a really nice 1-2, like a nice, really young 1-2, and even Mitch Keller's good for them. And dude, Chapman is throwing like 105 for them. Where was that with us, man? It's ridiculous.
I don't know, man. Crazy.
But yeah, Skeens is absolutely filthy. I heard you were talking about the Rookie of the Year race. I feel like Jackson Merrill is going to get some love too. He's had an unbelievable year.
That's a good point.
I think Skeens probably gets it. He's got like popularity factor to him. There's a little bit of like a marketing thing there. And the whole like Livy Dunn is his girlfriend sort of deal. Like I think they
started the All-Star game.
MLB, it's like the Walmart version of like Travis Kelce dating Taylor Swift. But whatever, they can play on that. I think Skeens wins it, but Merrill definitely deserves some consideration. But they're gonna be tough, man. Skeens is awesome. We're throwing heel versus him, so it's like two young guys going at each other. But I'd like to just see us take 1 out of 3 at least, just so we can at least maybe have the tiebreaker over Cleveland. That would be nice.
Yeah, so I feel pretty good about this victory. Gerrit Cole was phenomenal tonight. I think we talk a lot about mid-season form on this channel and how important that is. Like when everybody's clicking and playing well, I feel like because he missed so much of the season, he's been ramping up to this point. In the last 2 times out, we've seen mid-season form Gerrit Cole. He should have had a no-hitter against the A's. Tonight, he had a no-hitter for, I believe, 4 2/3 or 4 1/3, something like that. The fastball was crisp. The curveball was just 12-6, nasty. The cutter was good, and the body language was terrific. I mean, he looked like an ace tonight. He looked like the guy you want out there in a big spot. So just an enormous start for Gerrit Cole. The only thing that worries me about Gerrit Cole right now is the extra layoff before he starts game 1 of the ALDS, because he's a guy who's a routine-oriented guy. He doesn't pitch well with extra rest. He might be a little bit too hyped up, but we will have the advantage of, whoever we're playing, they're probably not going to be using their number 1, right? Because you have to use that guy. You might have to use him a couple of times. No, it's a 3-game series right now, so you're not going to use somebody twice. But, we're not going to see the number 1 guy for whether it's Seth Lugo for the Royals, or possibly who could they be playing? Would it be the Tigers maybe, or maybe the Orioles? No, it would be the Orioles.
If they play the Tigers, Tarek Skubal is lights out, man. So I mean, you hope you don't match up with him, but it could be the Orioles.
Yeah, I think it's going to be KC versus the Orioles. So we would either be facing like Seth Lugo would be the ace of the
Cole Reagans, Royals. I think for the Royals.
He's nasty for the Royals. Yeah, he's nasty. But the Orioles pitching doesn't scare me that much. I mean, Eflin last night was not great. The Yankees just didn't cash in. I don't know who I'm going to be pulling for in that series. The Yankees have handled KC pretty well this year, but Seth Lugo scares the hell out of me.
Yeah. I'm kind of Reagans is pretty nasty, but I mean, I don't think KC. I'd rather play Kansas City than Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore's bullpen has been suspect. They're really missing Bautista, but I mean, aside from Bobby Witt and Salvi, who really scares me in that lineup with the Royals. I mean, they got some nice pieces, but I still think they're like a year or 2 away. There's no one really there that I'm really terrified of. And also, they don't have the scar tissue. Like, they haven't made the playoffs. So I'd much rather see Kansas City than Baltimore. But I think Kansas City, they probably go Reagan's game 1. I think Lugo game 2. I think that's probably the direction they would go in just off the bat. But yeah, they're both really good pitchers at the top of the rotation.
It's a shame we won't get to face the Twins. I was kind of hoping that would be the...
Yeah.
All right, TK, thanks for joining. I'm going to go over to final thoughts real quick. We'll have you back on during the postseason. Also, probably tomorrow night, right? We're going to have you on tomorrow night.
Yeah,
so
tomorrow night.
To talk about Jared Jones's performance against the Yankees. So we'll see you then. Final thoughts here, everybody. Get your final comments in. E-Money says Cole was nasty. That was the guy that we've been looking for. That was the guy that we needed to step up tonight. I said on the pregame show, the morning voicemail show, that we wanted the guy who was breathing fire and crapping thunder. And that's who we got tonight. Outstanding performance, and he looks like he's in postseason form. He looks like he's in midseason. He looks like he's clicking and healthy and in a groove. And that's the only reason I'm concerned a little bit about the layoff, is because, when he's in a groove, he's a creature of habit. We had a few people came in late saying that they wanted Stanton for the belt or Cole for the belt. We ended up going with the team belt tonight. But it was well deserved for the Yankees as a whole, because everybody contributed a little bit tonight. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see ya after tomorrow's game. Terrence's going to be joining, and Yankees, American League Eastern champions. Let's go ahead and give them a round of applause. Remember to follow on all your favorite podcast platforms. And like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We're here after every game, all season long. And I'll see you next time.
Ball game over.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.